your career through strengths. Cara, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you doing today, Kristin?
I am good. Blowing and going on a Monday. It's been busy so far already.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. It's starting spring strong, you know? Let's get going.
It does, which ties in really well to the strength that we're talking about today, which is adaptability. So I'm going to give you the technical CliftonStrengths around adaptability, the definition. So people who are especially talented in the adaptability theme prefer to go with the flow. They tend to be now people who take things as they come and discover the future one day at a time. You want to give me a visual for that?
I would love to. I always think of, when I think of adaptability theme high, I think of a river, just bending and winding effortlessly, just really, literally in the flow. So,
which is perfect because I actually have two people high in adaptability in my family, my immediate family. So I get to see this in motion every day. So I love talking about, well, you know, we love all of these, but adaptability is close to my heart. So yeah, so tell me, Cara, how does this show up?
Right, yeah. So for me, it's actually number 14 of my 34 strengths. So as we've alluded to a couple times before, when the themes start to go around, you know, a little under 10, it's like writing with your dominant hand, switching over to your non-dominant hand. So it's just going to take a little more energy, right? So we all have these, we can tap into all of these themes and talents. However, it's a conversation around how much more energy it's going to take. So for me, my experience with adaptability is actually when I'm on teams with fellow colleagues, for my teammates who are adaptability theme high, like they're flowing, they're going like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, you know, like just all over the place. And I'm the one who says like, awesome, I need to sleep on it. You know, just give me a moment to just marinate and sometimes meditate on it. I just need to have a moment to put it all together internally before, you know, and usually, again, it's the next day where I'm like, okay, I'm good. You know, or like I have one question about this one part and let's go. So how about for you?
Yeah, and I tell you, so living with people high in adaptability, one of the things I notice is when I am thinking about tomorrow, I'll ask my son or my husband, I'll say, okay, tomorrow, let's do, and they're like, no, wait, we don't want to talk about tomorrow. Why are you ruining today by talking about tomorrow? Which cracks me up because it's exactly right. They're both number one adaptability. So I find that really interesting. And when I think about how this shows up in a work environment, it's what I see is that people high in adaptability are really good at dealing with chaos. And when there is a crisis, being able to just kind of just slow everybody down. It's almost like they walk in and it's Zen where they're like, okay, we got this. Here's what we're going to do. And they just have this clarity of thought about how to move forward in that crisis situation. So that's how I see people high in adaptability showing up.
I couldn't agree more. You nailed it on the head. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, so now that we're speaking of this, and by the way, adaptability is 22 for me. So it's down there. Yeah. It's in the way, way, way messy middle. So when we are thinking about people high in adaptability, what types of jobs or projects should they be raising their hand for?
Right. Yeah. And you know what? When you said 22, I actually had a moment of reflection. I forgot about this, that a couple of years ago, I actually retook the CliftonStrengths, and the second time I took it, adaptability, I think, was 4. And I think that speaks to, we call upon sometimes, depending on our positions and our roles, we call upon these. And sometimes they play a much larger role in our lives, but it's not necessarily what's natural, because every time you take the assessment, you have a certain bias, right? You get more and more bias around the assessment itself. So in that role, it was a lot of putting all the different pieces together, all the different options, and trying to make sense with the next best step. So if I could do it all over again, I would have, looked at the CliftonStrengths results of fellow teammates, find the person who has adaptability theme high and offer that opportunity to be the lead on a task force to brainstorm all the different options. So that's really where I see a great fit for our adaptability theme high friends out there, is be that person in the room to brainstorm all the options, and then colleagues like myself follow up with me accurately. Still the transparency. I still want to know how we're moving forward with next with this, but I don't want to be in the brainstorm room. I can be, but it becomes exhausting, and my energy is better used in other ways. How about for you?
Since people high in adaptability really like starts, so they like to start stuff. They don't necessarily like the long term. It's all about, jumping up in the moment and going, I've got this. I would say to raise your hand on things like maybe project management teams, where you get to start the project, and then let's say, on a project management team, a lot of times people come together every week or every day, however that looks for that project, and give their feedback on what's happened, and then they say, okay, well, let's get the next phase done, or let's move on to the next thing. And I think somebody high in adaptability would really like that activity, to be able to have lots of starts. In fact, when I'm coaching students that have high adaptability, the other thing that I help them with is, I'm like, if you feel drained by something, if you're working on a project that maybe you're using some of your lower strengths, jump up and do a walk around the building and talk to some people, and just, get that energy flowing for you again. So it's really about those starts. Another job that I was thinking about, or career path, would be like a realtor, where you've got a new client coming in consistently, and then you're showing them new properties, and there's lots of like quick, gotta move, gotta shake, gotta,
right. Especially that calmness, like you were saying, that's what you want in a realtor. In those really stressful home buyer or home selling situations, you want that steadiness. So,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Gosh, Cara, thanks. This time always goes fast. If anybody has questions about CliftonStrengths, reach out to either of us. Both of our information is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. We always love to talk about strengths. So, we would love the conversation. And if you have any questions in the Facebook post, put them there, and we'll make sure to answer you there as well. And, the whole purpose of what we're doing is trying to help you energize your work life and to do what you do best every day. So thanks, Cara.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.